This is the Klarus E5 Plus, an ultra-thin, ultra-lightweight, and very stylish EDC light that wouldn't look out of place in, say, an Apple store, except for one key feature. It's very inexpensive. But does it perform? Let's find out. Let me start with a quick unboxing, and then let's just see the contents of the box. This is the Klarus E5 Plus, and this is a very lightweight, and as you can see, super thin EDC light. It is about the length of a typical EDC knife at about 4.5 inches long, only about 1 inch wide, and I'd say about 1/4 inch thick at most, not including the belt clip, which is nice that they actually made the belt clip match the color of the body, by the way. All metal belt clip, and this can secure it to a hat brim, and you could use it as a headlight, or you could of course use this as a belt clip, as the name implies, on your belt, or put it into your pocket and use this as a hands-free light, because it'll be facing, the main light is facing forward of you, so you can illuminate what is in your hands. Or, you know, this is actually wide enough that it can fit into a typical Molly strap loop, and you have it secure there. And by the way, I like the fact that it does match the color of the body, but it also comes in a variety of colors. Now, this is the orange, by the way, the vibrant orange. I have the black here, and there's also gray. There's also a green version, which I don't have an example of here, but as you can see, it does come in a variety of colors. And for those who are giving this as a gift, that is a nice little addition as well. Very fashionable piece, by the way. I have to say, this and the original E5. Now, physically, it is nearly identical to the original E5, which came out. There are only very subtle differences between them. This is 2 grams heavier. I know that's a huge difference, right? But with just adding 2 grams to this, they've increased the battery capacity, so that this has a longer run time. Also, they've managed to increase the output of the main light from 600 lumens to 650 lumens, and they've added an additional control button. So now you have 2 different set of control buttons to control each of the light emitters here. This is actually a nice addition, because the original one only had the 1 button at the bottom, and this made it kind of confusing as to which button to press, because this actually is not a button. This is the cover, the silicone cover, for your USB charging port. And the fact, when it was originally in the original version of the E5, there with these 2 pretty much looking identical, sometimes it's easy to mistake one for the other. But now you have your 2 control buttons on one side, makes that super easy to tell which one you actually should press. Now, to activate this, you just press the lower one to activate your main light, and the second one to activate your alternate light. So if you press it for a minute or more, or sorry, minutes, a second or more, you get your main light, and it does have mode memory. You just tap to cycle through. You have your turbo. That's the turbo. You have your low, medium, high, and the turbo is 650 lumens. The low is 30 lumens. And if you press it for a second, you will turn it off. And if you double tap, turn it to your red light mode, which is also very helpful for preserving your natural light sensitivity at low light or night. And if you tap that, it goes into a red signal mode. Press it down for a second and it turns it off. And for our secondary light, press that for a second, you get high mode, which is 150, and you get a low mode, which is 30 lumens. And it also has mode memory, and press it for a second turns it off. And we'll test the accuracy, or at least approximate brightness of that in a minute. Oh, by the way, it does have a base magnet. So not only can you clip this on, but using the magnet, you can have a tail stand and use the primary and turn this into a work light. Or you could put this on the top of your car and turn this into a signal light should you need as a distress signal. at night to just warn other drivers of your vehicle's location. So many useful uses for the Klarus E5 Plus. Before we get started with the test, I'd just like to take a quick break here to talk about this episode's sponsor, Aura. For the cost of just a VPN, I'm getting a whole suite of security services, including $1 million in identity theft insurance, and they're even removing me from those damn data broker listings. Use my link, aura.com/moondog, and you can try them for 14 days, free. And if you use that link, you're helping to support this channel. You know, identity fraud is a real thing, and with AI, it's all too easy to spoof your identity. That's why you should try out Aura. All right, let's get back to the tests. I fully recharged the battery before starting the test and let the unit run for about 10 seconds to warm up the battery chemistry. As you can see, my testing rig is not a NASA-designed scientific instrument, but I have calibrated it to a reliable 100-lumen light source. This is low, medium, high, and turbo. And this is the red signal light, the red light, and our auxiliary light. That is low, and that is high. This is the Klarus testing. This is on low, medium, high, and turbo on the main light. And on the secondary light, low and high. Red light mode on the primary. I recharged the flashlight overnight, and we're going to see how long it'll run starting in turbo mode. But don't worry, I'm not going to make you watch this in real time. I've set the camera to time lapse, and let's just see when this thing turns off. Now the manual says this has a runtime of 50 minutes on turbo mode, but as you can see here, we're going to blow right past that. What do you think? Leave a comment right now and give your best guess as to how long you think this flashlight's gonna last, considering how thin it is. So that's 100 minutes right there, so over an hour and a half so far. So what did you leave on the comments? Did you guess that we would be past 3 times the manufacturer's stated runtime? And it's still going. So there it is, and the timer's already ticked over once, so this is 193 minutes, not just 93 minutes. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video, and if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell buttons, which are free, by the way. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, thanks for doing that. And I'd like to thank Klarus for sending out the E5 Plus for me to test. I really like this EDC. I thought that the original E5 was a very stylish EDC, but I had some issues with it, and you can see that in the video review. I'll include a link to that original review in this video's description. But this new E5 Plus really solves all of the peeves I had with the original E5. Chiefly, this now has mode memory. yeah, so now I don't have to cycle through all the different modes to get to the brightness that I want. Also, this adds a second button for activating, one for activating your primary light and one for activating your auxiliary light. And the original one, you had some weird button combinations and button presses that you had to remember because it only had one activation button. And also, by adding the second activation button, it also solved the third problem I had with the original E5, is that I'd often mistake the charging port for a button, and I'd press on it and wondering why it's not turning on. Well, now with two activation buttons on one side, you can easily see and feel which are your activation buttons and which is your charging port. So yeah, they really solved and made a much better light with the E5 Plus, which begs the question, why would they still have the E5? And I contacted Klarus and they said that they had no intention of phasing out the E5. You can buy both of them, and there's really another surprising thing, there's not much of a price difference between the two, like $1 or $2 between them. But the E5 Plus has slightly more battery life, a brighter top end, and it also has a much longer runtime. So yeah, why would you get the E5 versus the E5 Plus? Let me know in the comments what you think. But if you're interested in picking up either of them, I've included affiliate product links as well as more information in my full written review at moondogindustries.com, and you'll find a link to that article in this video's description along with the affiliate links. Use those links and help support this channel. And you can always help support this channel by simply sharing this video to your friends and family on your socials. This is a great little light, very affordable. Check it out. God bless. Moondog out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.